Welcome back, everybody. I'm finally back on YouTube with TEW9. I apologize for my last save kind of falling off the wayside there. Unfortunately, one of those files was corrupted, so I was not able to jump back in and play that game any further. So I just was like, you know what? It's time to take some time away from recording and stopped playing TEW for a bit, and now we are back with the new game of TEW9. We are playing my favorite timeline, as you guys know, 2001. However, this save is definitely going to be a harder one because we are using the Here Comes the Money mod, which means that Shane McMahon is the CEO of WCW. However, everybody that was part of the AOL merger that decided to stay home when WWE bought WCW will not be here. So there's a lot of major stars that are not here in WCW, so it's a really fun way to kind of go from the ground up to set this all up. So I just want to say thank you for everybody who supported the previous save, and hopefully this one will be just as fun, which I think it will be, and you guys enjoy it as well. But I just wanted to kind of open up with that, and we're hoping to get as many of these out as possible, as quickly as possible. But I will definitely do my best to get to that point. But let's get right to it. Let's get right to the fun here. We're opening WCW 2001 Sunday, May 13th with the Big Bang, just like everybody else does in these saves. Shane McMahon is our opening promo here. We're in front of 8,000 people at Daytona Stadium. We got Mike Tenay and Tony Schiavone on the call. Shane McMahon's promo works like this. He says, "What is up, WCW? We are back. I know I'm a McMahon, but I want to be here in WCW and those who support WCW. I am not my father, and I will help WCW bring back its former glory and take the old man down. I do have some major announcements before we get to the action here tonight. I want to announce that WCW will be returning with Nitro. However, it will not be on Mondays, but it will be on Wednesday night on the USA Network starting at 8 p.m. Speaking of Nitro, we will start our two major singles championship tournaments, which is the Cruiserweight and the US Championship. And we will also be starting our Tag Team Championship tournament to crown our first champions of the new regime of WCW. As for the WCW Championship, tonight's main event is a 20-man over-the-top rope entry rumble where you will see some WCW legends return to the company, as well as you will see a lot of new faces to WCW who will help bring WCW back to glory. But that's enough of me talking. Let's get the first match going as we have a special return here to WCW. So Shane McMahon opens the show with a great heartfelt promo as the new CEO. A lot of to unpack there. We have, first of all, Nitro's back, so that's exciting. We got on the USA Network because WWE is on TNN at this time. I did have to do a little editing there to get that, but let's ignore that. We have 3 tournaments starting on Nitro on Wednesday. I know tournaments are not everybody's favorite thing, but we got to start somewhere. And then tonight, a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal. We're calling it the WCW Lottery to become the WCW champion. Lots of new faces in that, and a lot of WCW legends returning. So great promo out of Shane here. We have a 79, and the crowd is simmering. And in our first bout, we have the returning Curt Hennig in a match that had good wrestling and decent reaction. Curt Hennig defeats Lance Storm in 13 minutes with a perfect plex. The match was designed to tell a specific story, which is exactly what I did. Lance Storm a 70, Curt Hennig a 60. Curt Hennig gimmick is great, and the storyline has advanced. The wrestling rating was a 65, crowd rating a 52, and the overall segment was a 64. So Curt Hennig did great here. Just looking at this. So he is good to go. Welcome back, Mr. Perfect, to WCW. Great match out of these two to get us started on the new regime. I knew this was going to be a low segment, but that's totally fine. We get a 2-minute video package focusing that the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, will be returning to WCW as soon as Nitro. They are entering the Tag Team Championship tournament. So like I said, 37 rating, but both gimmicks are great, so we love that. So all good things there. I'm assuming they're both the same gimmick. Yep. Awesome. Good stuff there, guys. We get a backstage promo. Scott Hudson, former announcer, is now our interviewer, and he is with Diamond Dallas Page. Scott Hudson opens the interview by saying, "I'm standing here with a man who needs no introduction to WCW fans, former Triple Crown WCW champion, Diamond Dallas Page. Page, how's it feel to be back here in WCW?" Scott, it feels great to walk back into a building that has WCW as the logo and in front of these WCW fans. Tonight, the true People's Champion steps into that WCW Championship Lottery and does what he does best, and that is capture WCW gold. The master of the Diamond Cutter is back, and then he does obviously the bang that he does every ending of his promos. Page is obviously fantastic on the microphone. 75 little promo here from Page, so good stuff here. And Page is in a singles bout next, and a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. Diamond Dallas Page defeats Chavo Guerrero Jr. in 9:38 by pinfall with a Diamond Cutter. Diamond Dallas Page is 68, Chavo Guerrero 58. Wrestling rating is 63, crowd was a 55, and the segment was a 62. So great match here of these guys. Chavo, plenty of plans for him. Same thing with Page. We get our backstage here. So Shane McMahon is on his phone as someone knocks on the door and walks in. People that walk in are Little Guido, Tony Mamaluke, and Tracy Smothers, also known as the Full-Blooded Italians. And Guido says, "Why are we not on the show?" Shane McMahon comes back with saying, "Well, you guys took too long to negotiate your deals. However, I was able to sneak you, Guido, into the lottery battle royal for the WCW Championship. And Tony Mamaluke and Tracy Smothers, you will be entering that tag team tournament starting on Nitro." Guido smiles to the response that Shane gives him as the FBI walks out of the office. So this was just to set up the FBI as a potential force here in WCW. This was the best way I could think of to debut them without them getting squashed, which is what I don't want. I know the rating was not the best here. However, I just wanted to get them kind of on the show to get that popularity up. So 46 on the overall segment there. Alright, in and about that had decent wrestling but little heat. In a fatal four-way match, AJ Styles defeats Christopher Daniels, Billy Kidman, and Psicosis in 10 minutes by pinfall when AJ Styles hits the spiral tap on Christopher Daniels. The match was designed to involve a lot of high spots. These four guys are all great at it. AJ Styles a 47, Daniels a 49, Kidman a 57, and Psicosis with a 55. AJ got very good, Daniels got poor, and Psicosis got very good. The announcing quality lifted the match, and AJ Styles benefited from having a hot new move. The wrestling rating was a 52, the crowd was a 25, and the segment was a 53. So good stuff there. Let's just check everything else here. And alright, cool. Alright, next segment. We get a 3-minute video package. Apparently video packages don't do well here, but that's okay. 3 new superstars here in WCW. BG James, Rob Van Dam, and Tommy Dreamer. RVD got his whole effing show gimmick, great. Tommy Dreamer, innovator violence poor, and BG James was a degenerate, which was great. So that's at least good. We do have a match here coming up between these 3, where we'll find out who's the best debuting tonight. Oh wow. In a decent match, RVD defeats BG James and Tommy Dreamer in 10:29 when RVD pins Tommy Dreamer with a 5-star frog splash. RVD carried the match in terms of in-ring performance. BG a 57, RVD a 76, and Dreamer a 52. RVD's killing it. Wrestling rating 61, crowd rating 43, segment overall of a 65. So RVD, Dreamer, and BG with a great showing in their debut here on WCW. Post-match, Scott Hudson's in the ring with Rob Van Dam. Rob, that was an incredible debut here tonight in WCW. What do you want to say to the new WCW fans? RVD says, Mr. Pay-Per-View has made his way finally to World Championship Wrestling. I couldn't be happier. The reception I received when my music hit and the fans knew who I am means that the world to me. Now that I had the first match out of the way, it is time for RVD to enter that lottery tonight and become the WCW champion on my first night here. 51 rating on the post-match little interview with Rob Van Dam. In and about that had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Kanyon defeats Shane Helms in 8:21 by pinfall with a flatliner. Kanyon a 67, Shane Helms a 64. Shane Helms has got a new move. Wrestling rating 66, crowd rating 42, and the overall segment was a 65. So great match here. Lots of stuff to really set up storyline wise. This is just one of your kind of basic showcases because it's the first show of the save, and then we will kind of dive from there. So, excuse me, this is a 3-minute video package focused on the main event of some of the stars you will see in this lottery match. B.G. James, Booker T, Buff Bagwell, Curt Hennig, Lance Storm, Mike Awesome, and Rob Van Dam. 47 on the segment rating there as we go into the lottery match, and I will talk about the order and the eliminations that happen. Okay, excuse me. So the entries are as follow. Number 1 was Rob Van Dam. Number 2 was Lance Storm. Number 3 was Hugh Morris. Number 4 was B.G. James. Number 5 was Little Guido. Number 6 was Diamond Dallas Page. Number 7 was Sean Stasiak. Number 8 was Shane Helms. Number 9 was Chuck Palumbo. Number 10 was Booker T. Number 11 was Psicosis. Number 12 was Jindrak. Number 13 was Dreamer. Number 14 was Buff Bagwell. Number 15 was Chavo Guerrero. Number 16 was Mike Awesome. Number 17 was Chavo Guerrero. Number 18 was Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig. Number 19 was Sean O'Hare. And number 20 was Kanyon. And the elimination order goes as follows. Hugh Morris was 1. Guido was 2. Stasiak was 3. Lance Storm was 4. Palumbo was 5. B.G. James was 6. Jindrak was 7. Psicosis was 8. Dreamer was 9. Shane Helms was 10. Juventud was 11. RVD was 12. Chavo was 13. O'Hare was 14. Mike Awesome was 15. DDP was 16. Curt Hennig was 17. Kanyon was 18. And the final 2 came down to Buff Bagwell and Booker T. And we see that Booker T wins the lottery for the WCW Championship. And actually gives the order right here, so that's awesome. Wrestling rating was a 58, crowd rating a 44. Booker T, the segment is 71. Shane Helms had hot new moves. Sean O'Hare, Booker T was great. Wow, great stuff here. Gimmick changes was only Juventud, I think, right? Yep. So lots of great stuff here. I was very happy with all of this. Booker T is our new WCW champion. As we celebrate to end the show, Booker T is holding up that WCW championship high and proud in the air with a 75 rating. Great stuff out of Booker. He's the right guy, I think, to start as the champion, to kind of put that on the map of this new WCW. I think he is the personification of that, so very happy with that. We are going to run through the post-show stuff here so you can see that, since all of that is new this year. Let's see how the show rating did. We got a 73. We increased that popularity in 24 regions. The show benefited from having quite a wide selection of angles, so that's good. 73 on our first show is incredible. We gained tons of popularity. So I'm very excited to see what we can do with that. I mean, we're going to have a long way to go here to beat WWE. So very fun stuff to unpack. Obviously, you saw we had some pre-show matches as well. Let's get to the post-show stuff here. All right, so address the locker room. 3 guys I just want to have a shout-out to. So we're going to go to Booker, Rob Van Dam, and let's do AJ. They all did great. Praised and praised. Yep, happy, sweet. Injury, Mike Sanders is out. He broke his jaw, which is fun. I don't have anything for him anyway at the moment, so that is not the worst thing in the world. Financially, we gained almost $2 million on this show, which is incredible. So we're almost up to $12 million now in the bank. We started with 10. Pay-per-view revenue obviously was incredible. Popularity recap, so we gained 1 in everything in the US except for the Southeast. And it looks like we did pretty good in Canada and Australia, so okay. Good. And the media scrum, so this is very new. With tonight's show complete, you have chosen to take part in the media scrum. You've recently made a new signing, AJ Styles. What do you have plans for him? We're going to do that. How are you intending to use new signing Christopher Daniels? Cool. How concerned are you about the off night that little Guido had? Do you consider him too unreliable to trust? WCW doesn't have a current wrestler, major superstar under the age of 30. Are you guilty of short-term thinking, having failed to prepare WCW for the time of current stars? Nope. We have a whole new generation. How concerned are you over the off night that Tommy Dreamer had? Do you consider him to be unreliable? No. WCW Big Bang is being considered a success. How do you feel? The whole roster should be proud. Perfect. Awesome. So the show is complete, guys. I want to say thank you so much for bringing this back for me, and hopefully we get all your support. Please comment in below. I won't say this. This will not be just like the last save. This is going to be very different. I'm going to do my best to change everything I possibly can that I did from the last one. But I want to say this. Please let your opinion be heard. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're commenting. I greatly appreciate it. And we'll be on the Be The Booker website. So keep a lookout for that as well. Just want to say thank you again. And you'll see Nitro. Hopefully, you'll see Nitro within the next couple nights here on YouTube. So thank you, and talk to y'all later.